Denisha, what's up? How you doing? How's your day? I don't know. It was kind of weird, but yeah. I don't know. This is a kind of interesting Mercury retrograde. It's not as intense as it usually is, but I guess it's for me. It's just a little confusing. But I don't know. Today was okay. I'm not gonna lie and say that it was perfect, but it was all right. I got to rest and take a breather. But yeah, it's funny how you know we get into these spaces where we're at an elevated state of mind, and we're at a place of ascension, and not that we know everything and that we're better than anybody, but like we get to these very high states, and then we kind of go out into the world and we kind of get hit with reality, like everybody's not there, like everybody's not at the higher state that we're at. And it's not like to be cocky or condescending. It's just like, when I go live and I'm here with my family, like, when I'm here with my soul family, and even just the people who consider themselves clients, like, and I consider everybody who comes through here soul family, you know but when I'm here with y'all, like, I feel like I'm home and everything feels normal. And when we're talking about these higher states, like, it's normal. It's not like, oh my gosh, like, it's just like, oh yeah, the multiverse, and oh yeah, time traveling, like, oh yeah. So yeah, Spirit was talking to me the other day, or I was talking to my ancestors. I had an astral travel spirit. Like, it's normal. But then when you go out into the world, into the 3D, the 4D, because the 3D is still shaking off. When we go out into that world, and we're just being ourselves, and then we kind of realize, like, oh dang, like, am I over your head? Like, am I ahead of my time for you? Like, did I just go back in time? Did I jump dimensions? Because, like, I honestly feel like, and even, I mean, Spirit has kind of informed me, like, my home, like the place where I am, it's like it's a time portal. Like, it's a time machine. Not like it shakes and buzzes and blasts stuff. It's not like that, but like, it's a timeless place, a timeless bubble of creation, and some really high vibration stuff happens in here. But then when I go outside, it's like low vibrations, and it's like, oh yeah, I have to remember that these spaces out here are not completely there yet. I have to remember that every time I walk out of my door, I'm time traveling or jumping dimensions, and sometimes dropping in density. It's a shame and it's sad, because you expect more from people when you, especially when you have these experiences with spirit. You start to expect more from people, and some people connect, and it's like, oh yeah, like, and you see that more in some people. But then there's others where it's just like, oh, okay, wow, I totally forgot. Like, I totally forgot that people were still on the 3D, that people were still living in a slavery mindset, and not just black slavery. I mean, like, in a slavery mindset, as in a slave to capitalism, and I mean, like, a slave to just trusting what the government says, and a slave to religion. I really be forgetting that people are still like at that kind of lower level. But I mean, we're us angels, us earth angels. We're here to guide people, and we're here to raise the vibration And we're here to go into these dark places and into these low vibe places to shine our light no matter what. Even if people are looking at us like, or treating us badly, we're here to shine our light. And then I have to remember, like, I mean, what would Jesus do? Y'all know it's not about religion whenever I talk about Jesus. Jesus was a very important figure in history, a very important figure in our galactic and universal history, because he came to the planet to spread love and to plant the paradigm of Christ consciousness. And it had nothing to do with him, because he was considered the Christ, but he knew that the Christ consciousness was something that was beyond these human bodies. And that's why the story goes that he died and resurrected the third day. Okay, and it's not about religion. It's just about the beauty of the love of the universe, that we get these messengers that help us to raise our vibrations. And even Jesus, at least how the story goes, the story is that he hung out with the prostitutes and the tax collectors and the junkies and the alcoholics. Like, he hung out with those people because he knew that they were the ones who needed the higher vibration. He could have been hanging out in the palaces with kings and queens, and I'm sure he had some people that he connected with in those places, but he chose a humble lifestyle, and he chose to work deep down in the dirt, because he knew that's where the work was needed. He knew that was where the help was needed. And so us earth angels, and I know there's a few of us here, we have to remember. And I'm sure y'all have y'all's moments, and I'm talking to you and I'm talking to me too. But we have to remember that we're here to shine the light no matter what, even if we get persecuted, even if we get kicked at or laughed at, or dismissed. Like, we have to remember that we are here to shine the light. We are helpers of the source of all creation. And there's not just one of us, and no experience is more special than the other. We are all unique, and we're all having special experiences. But the bottom line is that we're here to help and assist no matter what. And so when you step outside of your time portal, wherever you are, because each of us has one, even if just Unicorn Funland is your time portal, cool. But I know that y'all have one. Empress Jai and Tanisha, I know all three of y'all have y'all's own little time portal, even if it's in your headphones. Like, when you step outside of your time portal, just remember that you're here to shine the light. And you're here to love and give unconditional love, even if people are spitting at you and dismissing you and brushing you off. Remember that you're here for a higher purpose, and I need to remember that I'm here for a higher purpose, and not for me, and not for pride, and not for money and fame and to stunt. It's not for that. It's for the higher good, for the unknown, for that which we are traveling back to. It gets so frustrating. And I know we all have these moments, but it just gets so frustrating, because I choose to see the best in people. And I get let down a lot, because, like, I expect more from people. And it just makes me sad that humans are just some humans are just kind of stuck when they don't have to be, when they could choose a higher state. I'm sorry, but it needs to happen. It just needs to come out. Oh, man. Relaxing watching The Masked Singer. But it's been rainy and dreary. Oh, I love rainy, dreary. weather. Hey, y'all. Mercury is a little intense for me because my Mercury is in Pisces, which, as you know, is my sun. Yes. Are you definitely shaking off? Definitely jump timelines. Yes. My sun is in Pisces. My Mercury is also in Pisces. Oh, look at y'all. See? Soul family. 11:11 on the clock. Along with Venus. And you got your Venus in Pisces. My Venus in Pisces, too. Let's see. Hey, Empress. Duality. Kind of loose ends. Yeah, same here. I'm a little worn out today, but the mission was completed good. It's awesome because it's been kicking my butt. Out with people like Jesus, you can get some real conversation and depth of feeling from regular people. Yeah, yeah. It's true. It's so frustrating. You have to fight the good fight. I know what you mean from expecting more from humans. Yeah. No need for sorrow. Let's go to the video. Let those tears flow. Yes. I do better than holding it in. Exactly. I try not to. There's times where I'm just like, okay, I'm okay, but it has to come out. Time for reflection. Yes. Yes. In solitude. Yes. And the feeling of where you are and wanting to believe in the good in people. Are you a spirit about that all the time? All I can say is fix it, Jesus. Like, seriously. Denisha, also been pulled to do more and take action during this time. Good. I've been doing a lot of reflecting too, and meditating, and I mean every moment is a meditation for me, but like I guess more like pondering, just sitting and pondering and just, I guess trying to figure out the next step, but we can never really know the next step until we get there, or until we get the push to go. But I've just been reintegrating myself because there's a lot that I've learned over this past year and a half, and it's all starting to come together, like I'm piecing it together like a puzzle. Let's see here, fam. Let's just talk about, okay, I got Empress here. And okay, good. No, don't talk about yourself like that, Darius. See, listen, I need everything to come together too in time. Yes. Spirit would do this thing where a feel commercial or news story will come on and they give me chills. Like, look, it's still good in the world. Yeah. My response, they still need to do better. But you tried a spirit that was cute. I know how that feels. It's just like, oh, yes, that feels good. That's very nice. And like when stuff like that happens to Nisha, I just be like, oh, like just kind of flat with it. Like, okay, I do my best to walk the middle path and to stay as balanced as I can, to not get too angry and mad, and to not get too like, oh my gosh, it's so wonderful. It's just like, oh yes, thank you. Okay, things are still strange sometimes, and it's it can be challenging, but I'm still here and I'm still content. Je suis contente. Not allowed, please. Yes, yes. I talk to people and tell them and myself the same thing, Tanisha. Yeah, like we could do better. The world can do better. Everything can do better. But we have to take those moments and just appreciate them for what they are, you know? Okay, Empress. Okay, Empress B. Empress B. Empress B. Empress B. Empress B. Empress. He's carrying a weight, a heavy burden. Okay, uh, towards you. He's come to a place where he's realized something, and he's kind of ready to put down this burden, and he's kind of ready to figure out the next step. Okay, so when it comes to towards you, Empress, it's looking like he's feeling this burden and this pressure. He wants to put this burden and this pressure down. He wants to release it, and he wants to point out and figure out what the next step is. And it's like he's putting the pieces of the puzzle together as well. Okay, because this is climbing that mountain and reaching the top, and then seeing the rest of the work that needs to be done. And so that's kind of how he's feeling. He's reached some sort of peak. He's reached some sort of energetic and passionate peak. Okay, where he's starting to realize something about himself. Okay, and I'm seeing by myself. Okay, I'm seeing realizing by myself. Okay, and this is causing him to have a new way of thinking about things, a new way of thinking about you, and a new way of thinking about connection. He's trying to he's trying to move in a deliberate direction. And I know that this sounds kind of like up in the air, but like when it comes to you and thinking about you, he wants to lay this burden down and continue the work. But in order to do that, he has to speak up. He has to start the conversation. Okay, let's see what else. Um, Page of Pentacles. He wants to start. Uh, he wants to start this new adventure. He wants to take a step in a physical direction with you, and he's thinking about the best way to do that. Again, he wants to be very deliberate about what he does. He wants to be very deliberate about how he delivers this message, about how he delivers this physical energy towards you. Okay. Underlying energy. See, he's doing a lot of contemplating and pondering as well. Okay. With the Hermit card. When it comes to you, and if we're talking energetically, when it comes to you, he's almost like he's researching the energy, and he's searching, like searching his heart and searching his mind. He's searching all of these parts of him and all of these parts that he's learned about. He's searching these parts of himself for you and what your connection means. Okay, so basically there there's something he's been carrying around that he wants to have closure on, some sort of closure, some sort of energetic and passionate closure. And also with the Page of Pentacles, he wants to start something new, but let me figure out the best way to start something new. Let me figure out the best way to say this, the best way to take a physical action. Hey, he's been feeling like this for a while, right? Let's see. Oh, the world. So for that last question, that energy towards you is of coming full circle. 22:22 on the clock. Okay, so I want to complete this cycle. I'm saying I want to close this circle, but not close this circle to end something. Close the circle to start over again, to start a new cycle. Okay, I'm seeing to open up to a new cycle, to open up to a new beginning. Okay, I've been thinking about you. Okay, he's been thinking about that experience, and that energy between the two of you, and he wants to come to a sense of closure. This doesn't feel like this is like goodbye closure, clearly, because you got the Six of Cups on the bottom of the deck. This is more like closure, as in, let's close this gap. Okay, let's close this gap, so that we can get there again, so that we can feel the dreams that we have been trying to manifest. Again, we want to feel that. We don't want it to be just dreams. We want it to be here in the physical. So he's been thinking and feeling in that energy. He's been thinking and feeling about coming full circle and coming back around to you to fulfill the dreams that both of you are having. Okay. Let me know how it feels. With the course, we all need balance here. Exactly. I mean, I'm not perfect, but seriously, Jesus, gather your people and snatch the bitch. So just saying. Seriously, it's funny because it's times where we want spirit to move much faster, and I am guilty of wanting spirit to move much faster, and I'm like what are we waiting for? Like, can we get like a big flash? Like, can we get like a big huge sign that everybody sees that makes them all go like, oh my gosh, like I need to be better. Like, can we get a clarion call? Can we get the angels to just come out of the sky and hit the ground and spread their light on us? You know what I'm saying? Like, and it doesn't even have to be in this fairy tale kind of way. Like, can we get like a big jump where our light bodies just come out? And so, because apparently we're supposed to be going from, because we're technically Homo sapiens right now, right? And so we're supposed to be jumping from Homo sapiens to Homo luminous, or Homo lumens, and which is the human lights. But yeah, and so like can we get a big jump? And it's like it makes me wonder what I forget what the other Homo was. Hey, let me see. What came before Homo sapiens? Homo erectus, so the cavemen, right? And so it makes me wonder, like, what made us jump from Homo erectus to Homo sapiens? Because Homo erectus were just the cavemen who we stood upright, and but maybe just kind of grunted and figured out how to use clubs and rocks and fire, and the wheel and like simple stuff like that. And then Homo sapiens were more sentient, were more feeling, and were more connected in with the energy, or more connected in with emotion, and made emotional connections to certain things. I'm just kind of channeling right now. But and I know that there's more. I'm not a scientist, and this is not any kind of. I'm just channeling right now. But it makes me wonder what that turnabout was that made us go from cave people to these beings, to these more intelligent beings, to the point where we could build skyscrapers and build the internet. you know um so my ancestors, guides, and divine knew who they chose. I'm judging, but I'm not judging, right? Yes, they know exactly. um okay, I see your questions here, Ja. Let's go very deep. Yeah. I like the top, Michaela. It reminds me of a kimono. Oh, it's just my little wrap. Thank you, though. It's my comfy cozies. Um, hey, BB. Is that a brown or a purple top? It's purple. It's kind of purpley brown. Is this mauve, or is mauve a little lighter? Yeah, it's like purpley brown. When you look at it in certain lights, it's really purple, but it looks kind of brown here. Yeah. Um. Uh. I love you too, Empress. Privilege Brown. Hey. I'm a Gemini. Either the angels or the devil. Make it do what it do, right? Because they're all under the same jurisdiction, to be honest. They're just saying, yeah. Um, Cavemen were intelligent, though. Exactly. They had a certain amount of intelligence, But I wonder what that turnabout was. I just came to an article about talking about NASA building a housing unit on Mars for 30 days for some astronauts to research what it would be like to live there. That would be nice to see what that experience would be like. Oh, it's the question. The evolution of humans, maybe. Yes, Geminis have lots of energy. They're literally two people in one, exactly. I love the thank you. They were always on Mars. They found water there. Yes. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with Mars, and hopefully they're responsible, more responsible than they've been with our dear Chitaya, right? Um, let's see, for John, well, okay, I fucked up. It happens. Take two. John Tony. John Tony, what do you have? John Tony knows, sweetie. What is in store for Ja for the rest of this week? What is in store for Ja Tony for the rest of this week, sweetie? What is in store for Ja Tony for the rest of this week? For Ja Tony? For Ja Tony, what is in store for Ja Tony for the rest of this week? What is in store for Ja Tony? Eight of Cups, letting go of old emotions. There's of course there's still pondering going on, and that's a natural part of life for you. But it's looking like in your ponderings, you're gonna stumble upon old emotions, and you're gonna have to come to terms with them, and leave some of them behind. It's looking like the rest of this week has a lot to do with shadow work. I don't think I haven't read Cassidy this week, so let me know how it resonates. But it's looking like shadow work this week, emotional shadow work. Even you might come across. I'm seeing like the tiniest bit of frustration, and of course, you're a pretty calm guy, and so it doesn't look like it's gonna be like, oh my god. But I'm seeing these emotions kind of popping up, and it's the retrograde, so it's all about the re's, and it's gonna be resurfacing. Okay, so these old emotions are going to be resurfacing. They're going to be emotions that you haven't grappled with yet, or that you haven't pinpointed yet, or you haven't completely um, uh, uh, old emotions that you haven't completely analyzed yet. Okay, and you're going to have a chance once again to do your shadow work and to let these things go and to allow them to just fall away and fall to the wayside. It's looking like this is like a kind of heavy work, like heavy lifting, not physically but emotionally heavy lifting, um, uh, uh, because there are some themes that are needing to die out, and you're good at letting that stuff go, but it may seem like it's a little tiny bit of a burden on you, but look what it yields. Okay, and so your building and destroying yields a new beginning, and it yields new eternal knowledge within the realm of emotion. Okay, so that is the epitome of harmony, new eternal knowledge in the realm of emotion. That's harmony and that's peace. Okay, and so that's where you're being led this week through all your shadow work and building and destroying. How is Jatoni's twin feeling? I haven't looked at it, but it landed just like this. Okay, so it's looking like how she's feeling is almost like she's covering up her own old emotions, and this is probably why a lot of these emotions are coming back, because the two of you have had a very similar experience. You've had a very parallel experience. Okay, and the old emotions that are coming up this week for you, and again, it may feel like, I thought I dealt with that. Some of it is, of course, her. Okay. And some of it is something that you just need to kind of go over and remember, right? Interesting. Yes. High Priestess in reverse, 3322 on the clock. Okay, 5 5. That's a 5 5 synchronous to the power of refinement. We can also break that down to the 6. So equality in freedom, the 6 and the 4, equality and freedom. We could do the amplifications, which is understanding wisdom. Okay, so this is how she's feeling. She's feeling kind of turned upside down, turned topsy turvy because of these experiences that she's been having, the dreams that she's been having, even the visions that she's been having. Okay. She's a little bit confused, and the high priestess has a lot to do with mystery and things being hidden, knowledge being hidden. Okay. Even hidden wisdom, and so she's a little bit confused and a little bit turned upside down, because she just doesn't know exactly what this means, or like, what am I supposed to do with this? Like, I mean, I guess this is kind of what I was asking for and wondering about, but like, it kind of just hit me like a wrecking ball. All right, she's holding on to certain expectations. This is the underlying energy of how she's feeling, the underlying energy of why she's feeling so upside down, because she thought that having these meditative and spiritual experiences was going to be like the clouds open. Y'all know what I say, the clouds opening it up and Jesus riding out on a unicorn, like, or the angels coming down. And like, I mean, of course, like I was saying earlier, we all want that, but that's not going to be her specific experience. A lot of her experience has to do with you, Ja, of course, has to do with the energy that you're sending her in the parallel experience that the two of you are having. Okay, so she's a little frustrated, and she's a little confused, and a little bit like I'm seeing like frustrated, not like frustrated, but like what does this mean? Like, and is this normal, like, to have dreams like this? Or is this like the actual spiritual experience? Is this what people go through? It's looking like she's like looking on what is it, like Reddit or Quora, like she's like typing in questions to Google, and she's not getting the answers that she need. Like, when you have a spiritual awakening, is this what happens? And she's not getting the answer that she needs, because it's not, I mean, you can't look it up. And I mean, there are some things that you can look up, but when it comes to your specific personal experience, you can't look up every single thing. And that's why she's just like, I mean, like, what? Is there anything that Ja needs to pay attention to? Is there anything that Tony needs to pay attention to? They need to pay attention to it. Pay attention to your words. Be very careful with how you use your words. Okay, I'm saying be impeccable with your word, and also whenever you're speaking, come from a place of a master. This is a reminder, because there are these situations that you're coming upon where you might need to speak to people in 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 a higher way. Okay, and when you speak to them in a higher way, that's where celebration comes forth. And it's looking like you may come into a certain situation and feel like you have to talk to somebody or communicate with somebody in a certain way, like you may feel like you need to dumb things down for somebody, but it's looking like it's looking like you won't need to dumb it down for anybody. In fact, you will need to speak as the master, and they'll get it, and they'll celebrate with you. And I'm seeing you like walking into a bank. I'm seeing a banker. Okay, take it how it resonates. But it's feeling like you might want to walk into this bank and be like, "Hi, my name is Bob Thomas. I know your real name, but we don't have to share it here. Hi, my name is Bob Thomas, and I'm interested in opening up a bank account, and and be a very formal. You might feel like you need to do that, but then that person's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, yeah, what's today's mathematics? It's a 2 day. If we break down the 6 and the 5, the 11 goes down to the 2 plus the 9. Okay, breaks down to 2. Okay, so they you might go in being all stuffy and formal, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, well, I mean, it's a good 2 day. Oh, it's a good day for wisdom on this 2 day, God, like, or King, like." And they might come at you speaking your language, and don't be scared to speak that language back, you know and you go with the flow, and so you already know this, but pay attention to judging situations before you go in. Okay, and always be yourself. You're really good at that, but don't underestimate the person that you're talking to. Okay, because you might be talking to God, you know as we are all God, but everybody just doesn't know that they're God. But you might be talking to and coming up across somebody who has knowledge of self. Okay, and then y'all get to celebrate in that little moment. you know Let me know how it feels. Let's see what y'all talking about. People can live on Mars. I feel like there is actually life on all planets. Oh yeah, it is. I tell you, the cosmos don't want Earthlings up there. Shaking my head. Neither does the Galactic Federation, right? Because the last thing we need is another polluted planet, and we're not ready to go to Mars yet. I mean, we're going and we're setting up stuff and sending rovers and stuff, but we're not ready to live there yet. If we live on Mars, we'll have to live in bubbles. Like, literally, the climate is not like, oh, let's take off our helmets and just breathe in the Mars air. It's like we don't need that. And they're going to mine, because somebody has had a projection, or somebody has had a theory. Some scientists, and I'm channeling right now, some scientists have had theories that there is some kind of fine some kind of fine material on Mars, and they're drilling for it, and they're also seeing if they can drill for oil or some oil like substance so they can bring it to the planet, make money off of it, make create a secret market to make money off of this thing so that the rich can get richer and continue to take over the resources of another planet, and to continue to exploit the resources of this planet and exploit the people, and push them into buying these commodities because they need them, and creating new monopolies. That's why they're doing all why they're so focused on Mars. I don't think they're really interested in living up there. And I think if they are interested in living up there, then it's really just for the wealthy. It's just for the rich people who have already ruined this planet, and they want to go up there and they want to live in bubbles. Just to say, "Oh yes, I'm rich and I have a place on Mars." Like, because it's like, when does being rich get old? Because rich people run out of things to do. That's why they go and hunt rhinoceros, and hunt giraffes. Like, you know what I'm saying? And eat baby pandas because they're bored and they've done everything else. And so it's like, hey, why not go to Mars? Just like all these rich people were like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's build spaceships. Let's build rockets and fly out to the atmosphere, the space race, yeah, just to say that we did it. Like, and then what difference is that making on the planet that's already fucked and that's already polluted? Like, what are you doing to help the planet? What, bursting more holes into the atmosphere? Is that what we need? Is that going to help? Is that going to help lower greenhouse gases? Is that going to help heal climate change? I mean, climate change is inevitable. Sorry, y'all, I'm just ranting. Climate change is inevitable because it's part of her goals. It's part of what she needs to do in order to reach her next level. Okay? But is going out into space helping her? It's like, bring your ass back down to earth, and they're all about to get a reality check. I'm not surprised they found water on Mars. I'm more surprised they are pretending as if they just discovered it, right? Like this is something new. Like, Because we're just with astral travel. And life is everywhere, I believe. They had a lot of stuff. Been having mental kung fu moments in my head. I'm acknowledging the shadow self, yes. I know you said she was having a tower moment coming. I'm here for her as always, light, blue, hearts and all, yes. Getting myself physically and spiritually fit now, right now, and preparing to speak my truth. Next confirmation for my last question. Been feeling like I had to speak to people lately. Yeah, it's time. We're supposed to be opening up. And once again, if you come to those moments, even you are gonna come across people who are like, oh yeah, yeah, I get you, I feel you. Okay. But if you do come across those people who are like, okay, well, I have to go and I have to go and plug in my Prius. Like, I mean, like, nothing wrong with plugging in a Prius. I love the electric car, but they're like, yeah, I have to go and do some normal stuff, or I don't get what you're talking about. Like, just don't feel bad about that kind of stuff. Like talking to an angel in disguise, right? Exactly. You were screwed pretty much. Why? You talking about oh yeah, the earth, they're trying, but there's more. There's so much more that's happening. There's so much more that's happening to this earth, and we don't even really know. We don't know exactly what is being orchestrated by the source of all creation. We don't know exactly what. We know that the planet is supposed to become better. We're supposed to become more brighter and more intelligent. We're supposed to have a deeper connection with spirit and with our higher selves. And the earth is supposed to be ascending and raising in vibration. We're supposed to ascend. Like that's the general consensus of what's going to happen. but there's so much more underneath, so much in the undertones that's already happening. And also so much that is being planned and orchestrated in this very intricate way that as humans we couldn't even begin to understand. Um, to get in on that star seed inheritance, yes, those are majority of the ones that need to be unalived, evolved right off the planet, right? But what I've learned, and you guys might have heard me say this before, what I've learned is that if you are a human on the planet Earth right now, you're here to evolve. Even if you are the most atheist, non-believing in God, non-believing in a higher power, non-believing in aliens and intelligent life outside of our outside of our solar system, planet, galaxy. If you're one of those people and you're here on planet Earth, you're going to evolve. Even if you're the one saying, I'll never evolve and nobody can make me and nobody can force us to, if you're those people and you're here on the planet Earth, you are here to evolve. That's the whole point of the shift in consciousness, and even the paradigm of the great flash of consciousness. And that's going to come in this very subtle way, like a thief in the night, just the way the universe always does. It comes like a thief in the night. The way healing and evolution comes, it comes as a thief in the night. I like to think about the story of the Passover. You know how they told them to cover your doorposts with blood, with the blood of the lamb, so that the angel of death passes over you. And that angel of death came like a thief in the night and stole away. And whether it's true or not, it's the symbolism of it. It's not about the holy story, and it's not about that. It's the symbolism. But that's what God does. That's what the universe does. It comes like a thief in the night. Think about your awakening. Did your awakening just happen like, here's an obvious manifesto of your awakening? No, that shit hit all of us like, what, who am I? Like, it hit everybody who's had an awakening has had an experience like that. Like, I don't know what, like, and your world just changed in the blink of an eye. It wasn't that you understood everything, but it was just like, oh my God, there's more. Like, I feel like a part of me has completely changed, like a thief in the night. That's how our ascension is going to happen. That's how our evolution is going to happen. It's already happening. It's happening subtly. It's happening moment by moment. But then there's going to be this big moment that just goes and just takes everybody by surprise. And it's going to be like, the atheist is going to sit there like, so there actually is something bigger than me? And it's going to happen on a large scale. It's so funny that these channelings come through, and it's just the inner circle here. This is what I love, because what we channel here in these small groups, and I'm not just saying what I channel, it's not about me, but what we channel here in these small groups comes to pass. And then we get to be like, oh my God, Tanisha channeled that. like Tanisha said that. Like, oh my God, that's what Josh said, and it happened. Oh my God, that's what Mikaela picked up on, and it happened. Yeah. This is big stuff. And that's why once again, I'm so glad that this is like such a small, space, because the most important things happen behind the scenes. The most important things happen in these small spaces, in these small groups. If it was 100,000, 50, 60, 70, 80,000 subscribers here, then this whole space would be different. It would be more like, hi guys, I'm just trying to impress you just to get everybody's attention. Like, yeah, but no, posted. Um, How to at least plant a seed in their mind that can take root later. Yep, that's what we do. That's what we're here for. We're to plant those seeds and to water them in the way that we can, and to even water the seeds that have already been planted by other angels. Um, Sounds like the rapture of the mind. Yep. God has been telling me about the wheat and the chaff. God has been ringing that through my brain. Source of all creation, universe, whatever you want to call it. I call it God because it that's a general term for spirit. Spirit. There you go. Spiritual grassroots level here. Yeah. But yeah, wheat from the chaff has been ringing in my mind. Like, and God is separating that, showing us who is already ready, showing us who has reached critical mass, has reached that 51% and above, and those who are still below that 51%, and those who are below the 51%, it's just going to be like this really challenging situation when their minds are taken. Yep. When their minds are taken, and it's like, okay, so I am here to evolve, so there is something bigger than me that we never understood, that I never understood. Man. Hey, Freya. What's up? Yeah, loving this conversation. Yeah, it's a pretty cool one tonight. Pretty deep. There's so much happening in the universe. There's so much that's changing, and I'm here to surrender to the change. I'm not here to be like, I have to I have to stay the same. I have to put on my monkey suit and go get a corporate job. This tarot thing isn't working out. Tarot thing is working out just fine. It's not bringing in millions of dollars and billions of subscribers, but it doesn't need to, because I'm doing the work. Because we're doing the work, you know. And we all have our work to do. Some of us need to be up in our corporate offices doing the work. But yeah, I'm excited about this shift, because those of us who are awakened right now, there a lot of people are going to be coming to us, and it's already been happening. But a lot of people are going to come to us and be like, I don't know what is going on with my life. Like, I used to be I used to be an atheist. I used to be like this straight and narrow person, and then suddenly I started hear what was presented to me as God in my head, and it led me to this place. It led me to do these certain things, and then when I did these certain things, I found the love of my life, or I found the perfect job, or I stumbled upon a burning bush and I put my hand in it and it didn't burn me. Like, you know what I'm saying? People are gonna be like, I had these strange experiences. I don't know what's going on. I haven't been able to, I went to the doctor and I tried to get some pills and I tried to get therapy. And I tried to get electroshock therapy and psychotherapy, and nothing worked. And I'm still hearing God in my head. And God is telling me to go to these certain places, and I go to these certain places and do these certain things, and I don't get hurt. And these voices aren't leading me off the edge of a cliff. I'm not a doctor. This is not any kind of medical diagnosis. Please make sure you're connecting with your medical team in order to get the professional information. Everything I'm saying is straight from spirit, which is larger than the paradigm of earthly science. So, but anyway, um people are gonna start, that's gonna start happening to people. It's already been happening, but people are going to be recognizing what they're hearing in their minds as the source of all creation. And they're not going to be able to deny it, and then their vibrations are going to continue to rise. and they're going to be much better off. And they're going to continue to ascend. And as we ascend, she ascends the earth. Yep. I'm excited about it. I'm already seeing like people breaking down like my world just isn't the same as it used to be. Nope. And it's not ever going to be the same. This is evolution. If you're here to evolve. Yep. That's it. That's all I got. So what's up, y'all? What's up? For the pleasant distraction. Oh, good. You're welcome. It's my pleasure to pleasantly distract you. Let's see. What? Let's see. One card. What spiritual direction must I want to take now? Let's do work your light. Excuse me. Direction must I take now? Spiritual direction must Jah take now? Shepherd. Spiritual direction must Jah take now? Time. Spiritual direction. Ooh. Mirror. Who or what is triggering you? Okay. So this is what you've already been doing. Working on shadow work, working on your triggers, on personal triggers. Also, it's looking like working on generational triggers. Okay, so which is triggers in your family dynamic. Also, triggers in the triggers in your racial triggers, masculine triggers, spiritual triggers. Like if you have like religious triggers, okay, that's the direction to take. Again, you're already doing it. You're already working on shadow work, but you're meant to be going deep into your shadow work right now. Okay, and working on all of those triggers and figuring out the best way to bring all of those to center. Okay, so that they don't bother you so much, so that you can continue to walk this middle path. Okay, and also the things that are triggering you are just a reflection of you. They're a reflection of your darker parts, and they're a reflection of your experience. Like I'm saying, they're a reflection of your some of these experiences are a reflection of your galactic experience, as above so below, right? Okay, so these things that are happening, that are triggering you on this earthly level, they are a reflection of what your soul has been through. Okay, for example, um let's just take the N word, whether it's a trigger for you or not, because it's not really a trigger for me, because I don't know, that's just a personal thing. But let's just take the N word. If that's triggering you and you're working on it here on the earthly level, there's something that has happened in your soul that is similar. And so you may have had an experience on another planet or in another galaxy or in another dimension, where you were persecuted in some way. Okay, so you're healing soul scars and soul triggers as well. And so when you go into your meditation, into your astral travel, into your dream space, and you go to intentionally do this work, because it has to be intentional. Okay, where you go into to intentionally do this work, ask about your triggers, ask about your past lives, ask about your multidimensional lives, and they will show you, your guides and ancestors will show you exactly where those wounds are. Your soul, your higher self will show you exactly where those wounds are and how to heal them. And a grandmother of Jesus, there an unknowing, a helper that you don't expect, an unexpected helper. Okay, because Anna, Jesus's grandmother, she actually played a really important role in Christ consciousness coming to the planet. You go and read that story on your own time, but we don't really think about the role that she played, or we don't really think about the work that she actually put in. And so there are, and this is beyond ancestors, there are energies out there, and even energies here on the planet, that you don't really expect to be helping you, but they are. And they are helping to plant seeds within you, and plant seeds and helping you to plant seeds within others. They're helping you to lay foundations, and helping you to discover and interpret and see the divine plan. You're part of the divine plan. Okay, so shadow work, triggers, mirrors. I'm gonna apply what I'm learning in school to my spiritual quest. How can Ja apply what he's learning in school to his spiritual quest? How can Judge Tony apply what he's learning in school to his spiritual quest? Excuse me. The Great Gathering. It's all coming together. Intuitive hits Soul Tribe. So how you can apply what you're learning in school to your spiritual quest is really by using your intuition. I know that sounds like foolproof, but also Soul Tribe. And uh, there's a sense of integration that needs to happen, and it's looking like this is also the work of bringing your schoolwork and your spiritual quest together has to do with connecting with these people. There are particular people in your class or in your groups or something, whether you're doing this schoolwork online or not. And I know that if you're doing it online, there are chats, and if you're in the actual classroom, then you can actually go and talk to these people. Okay, so you apply what you're learning in school to your spiritual quest by connecting with people, and the integration will naturally come. Okay. I'm also seeing like community gatherings, because this is the Great Gathering. I'm also seeing like community gatherings. Make sure that you're going out into the community, speaking your piece and speaking your truth. Okay, and the work that you're doing in school, make sure you're doing some kind of project, whether you have to do a project for a school, or even if you have to start a side project. Is looking like starting a side project in the community, being intuitively guided there, bringing this project together. And this is a personal film. Were you talking about making a personal film? If you were, awesome, and go for it. If not, that's probably something you should look into. Okay, because then you're going to start to meet more people who are a part of your soul tribe, more people who you vibe with on a physical level. Okay, your guidance is divinely guided, Akasha. All right, and so also look into your Akashic records, because what you're learning in school has to do with what's going on in your Akashic records. Okay, look at more rest and apply intermittent fasting for the triggers and shadow self. Good. That sounds about right. Um, yeah, you still got another card here, but yes, good. Um, yeah, those those triggers, those shadow triggers, like, they seem like they're not important, and they seem like they don't mean anything, but ultimately, when we're triggered, that it's really just teaching us a lesson. It's not just to bring us down or hold us down, and I know you already know that, but it's not to bring us down or hold us down. I'm kind of reminding myself. It's just to help us to get back out there. It's to push us back out there, and to push us to learn more, and to connect at a higher level. You know. I'll be in San Francisco to work with classmates in July. Akashic is tied to what I'm doing in school. Do tell. I will see how to access it. That your Akashic records are the record of everything that you've ever done, past, present, and future. Okay, so what you're doing in school right now is directly connected to your Akashic records and directly connected to your purpose. And you can find out more about that by accessing your Akashic records. And they meditation. Like, it's not how do I access my Akashic meditation. And you go in with the intention of Akashic records, and they will show you what you need to see when you need to see it. And because it's looking like a project that you're working on, or a project that you will work on, it 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 has to do with your spiritual quest. Okay, it has to do with your actual spiritual journey. Okay, like it directly connects into your spiritual journey. And so that's the confluence. That's you bringing your schoolwork together with your spiritual quest, and you create a project. Like the book of life, the Akashic records. Yeah. Um, yep, past, present, and future. Your whole soul journey. Let's see, a general card for Jatoni's twin. Jatoni. His twin. For Jatoni and his twin. General energy for Jatoni's twin. Jatoni's twin. Jatoni's twin spirit. What we have? Jatoni now. Jatoni's twin. General message or general energy is way too many cards. Wait a minute. It's too many cards for Jatoni. General energy for twin. General energy. General message for this flame. Ace of Wands. She's about to take action on something, and you see the furrow in the eyebrow, and also she got that high priestess in reverse, and I'm trying to remember what card was on the bottom of the deck. If you remember, let me know, or if you want to run the video back, that's up to you. But I remember right underneath of it was the Ace of Wands. I remember seeing that. Okay, and so her energy is kind of like I need to take action. I need to prepare. I need to get ready. I need to do some research. I need to figure out what to do in order to take this action in an effective, productive, and satisfying way. Underlying energy is the hanged man, the hanged one. And so while she is like eager to take action, she has to fall back and pause for a minute, because she's the kind of person who, when she wants something done, she'll like try to just like jump right into it, and then either she'll get bored, or she'll get burned, or she'll get like confused, or she'll just end up like giving it up, you know. Okay, so the the message here for you is to, in dream space, of course you're already doing this, sending her of hearts, but in the dream space, let her know that it's okay to take her time. Come up with a symbol. Here, spirit. Come up with a symbol. If you want to make a sigil, if you want to draw a picture, if you want to just do like a little tiny sketch, intuitively, I'm telling you, intuitively, like pick up a pen, pick up a paper. Take your time, twin. Take your time, twin. Take your time, twin, and just draw out something, even if you want to do it with your eyes closed, or if you want to take your time, twin. Take your time, twin. Make a bunch of dots on the paper, and see what it turns out as, and start connecting those lines intuitively. You come up with that symbol, you stare at it for a while before you go to sleep. Even if you feel the need to write the words, take your time on a piece of paper in blue for manifestation. Okay, or even in green for healing. It'll take like an hour to stare at it and to just meditate on it, and or 20 minutes, however long you feel, and then put that under your pillow when you sleep. And you could even write "Dear Twin," and then take your time on the paper. Love, Ja Tony, or or love. You put your name on there if you want to, whatever you want her to remember you by. That'll be a very strong symbol for her. She will pick up on that symbol. She will pick up on the fact that she needs to take her time, and she might even pick up on more of your energy. Okay. That was completely channeled, and that's a profound energy between twin flames, because remember, you are her and she is you. And so what you're going through, she going through, what she's going through, you're going through. What you're seeing in your mind's eye, she's seeing in her mind's eye, and she'll get hints and hunches about it. Okay. So that will help. um let's see, I was working on a tour about meeting my twin flame. It's it's on hold right now because it's still conspiracy. Yeah, yes. I want to incorporate the metaphysical in film. Yes. Okay, so that's a part of it, because people are gonna need these projects that you're divinely guided to create. Okay. All right. I'm about to go. Ja. Thank you. It's been real, as usual. Stay in your timeless bubble of creation. Keep creating for the highest good of all of humanity. If it's working for humanity, it'll work for you. Um, Thank you so much for your love and support. And I'm pretty sure I will talk to you soon. Ciao.